All right, so I have the new heavenly rod. I am here because I didn't feel like freezing, because if you didn't play update, you freeze when you're on the mountain. But anyway, I completed it, I have it, and I want to talk about this rod and if it's actually the best rod in the game, not the best rod in the game. Let's get right into the video. All right, so first of all, the heavenly rod is, well, it's 2 million to be honest. It's like what, like 1.75, but then you gotta buy a crystal to even get it in the first place, because if you try to steal it, I think the thing just kills you automatically, because you can like talk to an NPC up there. But other than that, like, you gotta buy the crystal. It's 250k there, so it's basically a $2 million rod, not including the stuff that you gotta buy while going up the mountain in the first place, and also the avalanche total that you going to have to buy, or you can just wait for avalanche to come like spawn naturally. It is up to you with that one, but you gotta, like, that's the thing as well. But anyway, other than all that, right, it's not a guide on how to get the rod. This is just me saying if it's actually good or not, and also maybe a little bit more breaks in this video, because I am starting to feel a little sick, so I'm kind of coughing here and there. May cut it out, may not, who knows. But anyway, other than that, let's get into a couple of things that I did want to talk about this rod in the first. So one of the things about this rod that people don't like is that there's the lure speed. I'm gonna be honest, the lure speed on this rod is horrible. Everyone knows that it's horrible. And also, I know a couple of people are asking for, not even a couple, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people, like, if you go into the Fish server right now, Discord server, and you look at main chat, or I don't know any other chat, I kind of just look at main chat or the update chat, and that's about it. But if you look at the main chat, like, as of right now, as I'm making this video, all I see is buff rod, buff rod, buff rod, or people like, is this better than the rod of death or the rod of the forgotten thing? Or because, like, it's an in-game rod, so of course it's gonna be asked if it's better than those rods anyway in the first place, right? That makes sense. But a lot of people are like, can you, they asking on a buff rod. Let's be real. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. They asking to buff the rod. I can see why, because when we look at the raw stats, right, like, you see the raw stats ain't that bad. Like it has 225% luck, which I think is the highest luck in the game of a rod right now. It has 0.2 control, 30 resilience, infinite kg. The only thing is the lure speed is 27, and I know that people are comparing this rod to obviously the in-game rods in the first place, because this is an in-game rod. Now, it doesn't say it in the passive, like, it doesn't say that it has a passive, which I don't know why it doesn't say it in the first place, but it does have a mutation on it, which I think is supposed to be 5x, but the mutation is, I'm not sure how much it actually sells for. I keep saying that it's like 5x or it may be 4x, but it's called the heavenly mutation. I can literally show y'all one right now, because I did catch a few heavenly fish in the first place. Which this is basically heavenly mutation. It looks like this. Like, the cross is actually, we get a bigger fish so you can see. This is how it looks, and that's the heavenly mutation in a nutshell. Let me make it night so y'all can see it better. All right, so now that it's night, as y'all can see, this is the mutation. Like, you can see the little cross in the front, whatever. It's supposed to be like 5 times, 4 times, whatever. But at the end of the day, the rod, people, because we don't know what the actual percentage is. Nobody knows unless you go into the game data itself to figure out what the percentage is that they have on it, right? And I don't think anybody have done that, because I haven't seen anybody do that. This is the advanced buyer, by the way. But so basically, it's supposed to be like, it's either a 5% chance or a 10% chance that your fish is like heavenly. I'm pretty sure I'm leaning more towards the 5, because when I use stuff with abyss on it, I get it way quicker than like when I used this rod in the first place. Because this rod right now got hasty on it, because I mean, to be honest, it's the only thing that you probably want on this rod for right now, and because it like, the lure speed is horrible. Like, it's like 14 clicks, 15 clicks, maybe 16 clicks without whatever we call it hasty. But with hasty is about like 7, I believe. And then obviously beta make it easier too as well, right? But other than like all the boring stuff, right? Basically, at the end of the day, a lot of people is kind of upset because this is an in-game rod, the new in-game rod, and it's literally 2 million, which means that, I guess it like really means that it's supposed to be a good rod, right? But at the end of the day, it's really not. It's a decent rod. It's just that the rods that it's being compared to, I mean, they have an advantage over multiple things. One of them, all of them have passives, let's be real. And then the second thing is, well, all of them have passive, because the rods that is being compared to is 3 different rods, right? It's being compared to the Forgotten Thing, which is right there. It's being compared to the rod of the Eternal King, which I also have right here. And then it also getting, I see, to be honest, is also being compared to two other rods, which is the rod of death and also the no life rod. Because some people are saying that this is supposed to be the replacement of the no life rod. I mean, it has everything better than the only thing, actually not everything. The only thing that it has better than no life rod is the luck and the resilience, and that's about it. Because it has the same max kg infinite, the what 0.23, this like what they have like a like what ours is 2 point, they have like a what a 0.03 more, and also the lure speed is way higher on this one than that one, right? But then like, so basically, to be honest, at the end of the day, the no life rod probably is still better because you also can have an abyss enchant, which is a 10%, and a 10%, which is what I think a 3.5 when you sell, if I can remember. But anyway, other than that, and then when you compare it to like a rod, like the rod that is literally $1 million more of, because all they did is add $1 million to the rod from this rod to that rod, right? Let's see, the resilience is worse on this one, kg is worse obviously, but that, to be honest, it has enough where it doesn't really matter that much. And then the luck is worse, but the lure speed is better. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to this, I would, to be honest, out of all things, I would probably compare it to this the most, which the control is better here. I mean, to be honest, it's only 5 off from the resilience, doesn't even matter. Like max kg doesn't even matter because it's the same thing. The only thing that is beating this thing is luck. I mean, that's about it, because other than that, 78 lure speed versus 27. Now at the end of the day, what I would say about this rod, do I think is to be honest, I think it's in the top 5. It's obviously in the top 5. I will put it before the rod of the forgotten, not the rod of forgotten, rod of death. But at the end of the day, I do think that this rod need to be buffed. I'm gonna be real. Like, this rod does need to be buffed. Like, if anything, they can even buff one thing. If they wanted to buff one thing on the rod, either buff the freaking like mutation, actually make it say what the mutation does, and buff the mutation right here, like make it a 10 or 15, since this is a $2 million rod. This is the most expensive rod in the game. Or they buff the lure speed. Like, they got to do one of them. Or they could just buff the lure speed in general. Like, is one of these they got to buff, because the lure speed should not be as low for a kind of rod that this is. I mean, it's still a good rod. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, this rod is pretty good. I will sit here and I will, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna admit that the rod is pretty good. Like, the luck, I don't know, I just have bad luck in general when it comes to like fishing in this game. But well, to a point, to a point. But other than that, I say at the end of the day, my opinion on this rod, I got what you call them on this, so that's why you'll see it catch faster. But at the end of the day, my opinion on this is that they really should upgrade this rod, and at least upgrade the lure speed. Like, if anything, if they're gonna do anything, either upgrade the lure speed or upgrade that. It's like a 10% chance to get a heavenly fish, and this rod will be perfect. It's literally one little buff away from being a perfect rod. I think we may actually get the buff that we want, seeing how like they doing the same thing that they did with the no life rod. Like, everyone's like, hey yo, y'all should really upgrade this. At the end of the day, who knows what they're gonna do, if they going to, or if they just gonna like nerf a rod to make this one look seem better. But at the end of the day, I mean, all we do is sit and wait, right? So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new for more stuff like this. Yeah, more Roblox stuff. Anyway, I'm about to, like, to be honest, I'm about to get off. I've been playing this game all day, man. I'm about to go. I see you guys in the next video, and I do want to hear down below, do y'all think that this rod should be nerfed, or should it be buffed, or is it perfect where it's at?